All right, hi class. So basically, I am west of I guess where am I? I'm west of Pier with sort of a long story with I haven't been captured. I'm like with a recording or a video shoot for this public broadcasting PBS TV show that I participate in, and I had troubles uploading videos, so I've done like a shorter video, and I had to shoot it on location. So here I am, like in the wild, wild west. But I'll keep this video short. I'll upload it. You'll have some discussion board posts to do. You'll have some reading, and then we'll be set for next Tuesday. So I apologize for my disheveled wear, as well as this is quite literally like in like some like ranch land. So yeah, Flannery O'Connor's Revelations. I'm going to talk about a couple of brief things. One big sort of like binary to think about throughout our class is knowledge versus belief. Okay, so what happens in this story is that Ruby Turpin's sort of knowledge and belief come square together, running together with against the book and the kind of wisdom of the young woman, the college student in the hospital waiting room, okay, or the clinic waiting room, okay, and she represents sort of modernity and sort of like maybe even like secularism and at least sort of progressive values in the sense that she's not racist and classist, as is Ruby Turpin, who is kind of sort of symbolic of sort of like the South, the American South. So one big question that I have with this text is how, and this is why I had you read the reasonable use of the reasonable use of the unreasonable, is we are in a time when a lot of us are thinking about what it means to critically think about issues, and what does it mean to change or to evolve your thinking on issues. College is also very key for that kind of encounter. I read a study recently that from 1979 that basically had two different groups. One group of people was like pro capital punishment, right, or death penalty, and another group was anti capital punishment or the death penalty. And these groups were asked to read two different articles that were basically saying opposite things. One was saying death penalty is good, the other one was saying the death penalty is bad, and they had resources backing them up, etc. And these were fictional articles, but it looked like real research to the study group. And what they found was, unfortunately, that the study group really didn't move in their views at all. In fact, if they moved at all, it was just to become more polarized in their thinking, right? So that sort of gives us a sour note when we think about this class in terms of, you know, you've come to college, you're thinking about new ideas, and yet there's this evidence that suggests that our thinking only becomes more reinforced. Our own kind of worldview becomes more reinforced, which is, you know, in theory, not necessarily the goal of college. One of my favorite sort of scholars, Edward Said, thinks that we should be transcendent, right? Not just in college, but in life, that the goal is to become somebody new. There was another more recent study, or not really a study, I guess it's a look, though, at a Reddit thread called Changing Our Minds, in which Reddit posters belong to a group where they want people to present arguments to change their minds on issues ranging from like politics to like more social issues, like zoos are immoral is one topic. And what they've found is that for this group of folks who have self-selected themselves out as people who are willing to listen and think about issues, that or willing to maybe even evolve their thinking, they've found that what works is surprisingly the more kind of I don't want to say passive, but almost what doesn't work is the aggressive dominant thinking. Okay, so more persuasive were arguments that use what they call calm words, not emotional words, such as like, you know, like terrorist. The more persuasive arguments did not use dominant words implying control, such as completion. The more persuasive arguments were longer. They weren't like, a tweet, right? Like a one-line tweet, or like a rant. The more persuasive arguments included external sources. They used the I pronoun instead of we. Instead of you saying, we believe this, or as a culture, like as a country we need this, or as a society we need this. The more persuasive arguments would say I. The more persuasive arguments also avoided superlatives such as worst or best, or smartest or dumbest. Interestingly, happy or upbeat words did not work as well as more neutral or downbeat words.